I was 19 and I moved here because I lived in Wyoming, and it was cold and windy and weather was really unpredictable and I hated it. And I kind of grew up in a town where you went to school there and then you went to college there because that was where the university was, and then you got married there and you had kids there and then you died there.
She always just displayed so much confidence and ambitiousness throughout high school and getting into her later years. It seemed like she was always willing to go out, like when she moved down to Phoenix. I don't think I would have ever done that. She was one of those people that went out on her own and got things done and was a lot more ambitious than I was.
I felt really sad when you moved to Phoenix because I knew that you were taking a big step in your life and would be a step that would take you away from me. I was also really proud of the fact that you were motivated to do something really different with your life. In a lot of ways, doing the same thing that I did when I left my parents and went to college in New Hampshire.
I remember the day we were over at Mom's house when she moved away to Phoenix. And it was really hard. Like, it was probably one of the saddest moments ever for me because she was moving away. Because, I mean, we weren't as close as we were when we were little kids, but we were still really close, and it was hard.
Savannah started out in a very small apartment. We talked every day. The first time that I left after going to see her in Phoenix, I think I cried the entire way home because she just seemed so vulnerable in her little one-room apartment. It was so small. And then on the various subsequent visits, it was amazing how much she changed and how she grew her own style and was so put together every time and so confident in what she was doing.
I met Savannah when I moved to Phoenix, and some mutual friends told me that she was living there and that I should, that she was a cool chick and that I should call her up and spend some time with her because they thought we would get along well. I had got her phone number, and then because none of our mutual friends actually lived in Phoenix, I just gave her a call and said, hey, you want to come over for dinner? So it was sort of like a blind date. And she came over and we had a really nice time. And I lived in Phoenix for 5 years, and I think we were pretty much joined at the hip for that time period.
I remember the first time that Matt and Savannah were together that she told me about. He invited her, he had just purchased a house, and invited Savannah to help him decorate it. And Matt had picked up, I'm thinking 2 big gallery-sized canvases, and he and Savannah painted them as artwork for his walls. She was just thought that was so amazing. Thought that was the best date ever.
We started dating in 2005. We met through work. So I worked for a company that did accounting, and he worked for a company that did property management. And those companies worked together, and so we got to know each other just based on the fact that we were servicing the same clients. Well, those 2 companies decided to merge, and so he and I spent a lot more time together and just eventually started dating.
When I first met Savannah, I was just starting with a new company, and we were meeting up for drinks with some people that we did business with afterwards. So, lo and behold, it was Savannah, and when she walked in, I immediately thought that she was very beautiful, and I think it was one of those love at first sight type of things. She was, her hair was just very, very pure and gorgeous, and I just loved seeing the way she moved. And the whole time we were there at drinks, I really enjoyed spending time with her. She was great. She was a wonderful person. It took a while for Savannah to understand how I felt about her. I kind of hid my feelings, and you know, eventually we started spending more and more time together. I started realizing that the feelings might be mutual, and you know, one time, you know, I just kind of threw it out there when we were at dinner at Chili's, and I'll never forget the table that we sat at, and I just kind of told her that I am falling for her, and she said it was mutual, and so it was a pretty special day.
He came out with Savannah, and I really liked Matt. He was a very nice guy. We went to Magic Mountain, and he knows a lot about roller coasters. He's a pretty big fan. And I remember thinking, anyone who can get that excited about roller coasters has to be a pretty good person, pretty cool person.
He's too damn tall. Very, very nice, likable guy. I really liked Matt from the get-go, and was impressed, still am impressed by his easygoing manner and his manners.
The first time I heard about Maddie, we were talking about Afton's 21st birthday, and you know, I might bring her friend with me. And I said, "Oh, really? Who?" And she's like, "Oh, it's a new guy I've been hanging out with. His name's Matt. You know, he loves Vegas, so he would love to come with us. Would you mind him coming with him?" I was like, "Of course, of course." She did tell me that Matt was allergic to beer, and only drinks mixed drinks or wine. But I didn't hold that against him. I figured that he was going to be a great guy, and he was.
I met Savannah when my husband and Matt decided to put us on a blind date. Mike drove us all the way down to Chandler and said, "You're going to go scrapbooking with this girl that you've never met, and you're going to scrapbook in Peoria," which meant I was in the car with her for like an hour each way, and I was really nervous because I'm not always great at meeting new people and talking, but we drove in her red Pontiac all the way out there and scrapbooked, and the conversation was really easy, and we just chatted about childhood stuff, current stuff, and I had a great night. So she made me feel really comfortable, and I knew kind of that night that we'd probably be friends for a long time.
Yeah, it's the night is cold, and you feel alone, and the morning cuts you like a knife, and you